A mother recently shared with me the story of her baby's birth. She described the moment her baby was delivered, a moment that should have been full of joy, but instead her baby was deep blue, silent, and completely still. She remembers the fear that rushed over her as the medical team came in and they worked frantically to force oxygen into her baby. It wasn't until later that she learned that her baby had suffered a serious brain injury, something called Hypoxic-Ischemic Encephalopathy, or HIE. This is a type of injury that is often linked to what can be called an acute profound asphyxic event. And this is when a baby's oxygen is cut off suddenly and severely during labor. And while not every case is preventable, there are clear warning signs that doctors and nurses are trained to recognize and respond to when they occur. When those signs are missed or ignored, the results can be life-changing for the baby and for the family. Now, let's step back and let's talk about what can cause an acute profound asphyxia event during labor. These events can happen when the umbilical cord is compressed or twisted, like a nuchal cord or a true knot. They can also happen when the placenta detaches too early, which is called placental abruption, or if there's a rupture of the uterus. Even complications with the mother, such as heavy bleeding or a significant drop in blood pressure, these types of things can also play a role. Now, here's the part that is important for families to understand. These events, usually they just don't happen out of nowhere. There's often warning signs that are given on the fetal heart monitor, signs that trained medical professionals are expected to watch for. During labor, the fetal heart monitor, what it does is it is tracking your baby's heart rate, and it tells the story about how your baby is handling the stress of delivery. With an acute profound asphyxia, there is usually a clear pattern. For example, you might see a sharp and prolonged drop in the baby's heart rate, something called a prolonged deceleration, or you might notice that your baby's heart rate was becoming unusually slow. That is something that's called bradycardia. Another warning sign that you might see is when the normal ups and downs of the baby's heart rate, what doctors call variability, when it starts to disappear. And in some cases, there might be late decelerations, which can strongly suggest that the baby is not getting enough oxygen. Medical teams are trained to recognize these types of patterns and act appropriately. That might mean repositioning mom, giving mom oxygen, or in some cases, deciding to deliver the baby through an emergency C-section. Timing is everything here, and these moments and decisions and the actions that are taken can definitely affect the baby's health and determine whether they are going to suffer more than likely a significant injury. But what happens when there is a delay? What happens when these signs and signals are missed or dismissed? That's when families find themselves asking, could my baby's HIE brain injury, could this actually have been prevented? When doctors and nurses don't react the way that they are trained to, an acute profound asphyxia event can lead to HIE. And HIE can cause long-term challenges for your child. This can include issues with movement, learning, or even basic daily activities. I know that all of this can be a lot to think about. The fear of not knowing whether something could have been done differently. That's something no parent should have to carry. If your baby has been diagnosed with HIE after birth and you're wondering if something went wrong during labor, you deserve to have answers to these types of questions. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and if you have any other questions about your baby's HIE brain injury at birth from a medical legal standpoint, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. You can find out more information about me and my profile. You can find out my contact information and all that stuff. You can find that there, or you can just wait and watch the picture that follows this video. All right, that's going to be it for this afternoon's quick educational video. Have a great afternoon, everybody.